Hey kids, it's Benmark day 2. So today was my first day at work. Um, it was cool. I met a bunch of people. I learned a little bit about what I'm going to be doing. I might be working to support some projects in South Korea, which is cool. Told them that was something that was interesting to me because I lived in South Korea for a couple years, and I also worked a little bit around South Korean stuff and onshore wind when I was over there. So that's exciting. I ended up in Sweden again. I was in Sweden yesterday. I don't know if I told you kiddos that, but I went there yesterday to pick up a monitor. I brought the monitor back and I spent a lot of money on the monitor and it wasn't any good. It was the Mac Studio display, 27-inch, 5K, blah, blah, blah. But it was kind of garbage. Like the image was fine. The sound, it had built-in speakers, was fine. A few other things were fine. But this camera really stunk on it, and it didn't have what's called local darkening or something like that. That was not that great. So it just was a lot of money for something not that good. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go back to Sweden, back to Malmo, and I'm going to take it back. So I did. And I picked up another monitor, which is a Samsung, which is this monitor right here. So a whole lot cheaper. Like, I want to say it was like maybe 1/10 the price. Something dumb like that. Anyways, and guess what? It works fine. It's great. So sorry, just getting that camera set up here. So yeah, I did that. I had a day at work, did that. I went in this morning, today seems like infinitely long. I went this morning and I did my final bit of paperwork. It's called biometrics for immigrating into Denmark. That was astoundingly efficient. So somebody set up a meeting for me. I walked in the door. I walked to the, from the place where I'm staying here, from the Zoku Hotel. I took the train. Took maybe 35 minutes to get there. I arrived. It wasn't quite open. I was there at like 8 minutes before it opened. It opened. I walked in the door. I asked the woman, I said, hey, do I need to register over here? Or I believe I'm already registered. I just don't know my registration number. She said, do you have an appointment? And I said, yeah. And she said, don't worry about it. We'll call your name. I said, okay, great. I went and sat down and I started writing an email to you kids, thinking this was going to be like the United States where this kind of stuff takes like hours sometimes. 30 seconds, a minute at most. The woman says, Benhart. So right on the dot, right when my appointment started, I walked over. She knew exactly what she needed to do. I didn't need to give her anything. She had me sign something. She scanned my passport and I was out of there in like 7.5 minutes and on my way. I was like, whoa, crazy. And it's another thing I want to tell you guys. So it was like super efficient, really impressed with that. They were super friendly, really impressed with that. Thinking to myself as I was walking away, I was like, I wonder if they threaten to fire people that aren't friendly. Who knows? But, or maybe just everybody's friendly by nature because they know they should be. Whatever it is, they need to get some of that over in the United States because we don't have any of that. And then just the train ride and bus ride there, everybody's on their bikes. And I know that's like a well-worn trope, but I love that. Everybody's on their bikes. And it was cold and misty and dark and didn't matter. People were on their bikes. It's like awesome. Kids, I'm talking like little kids stuffed inside of these cargo bikes with the cutest like bundling situations going on. Kids out walking with their parents, young kids riding their bikes, older kids riding their bikes. Everybody's riding their bike. And then a lot of people are taking public transport, and then there's a handful of people who drive. So super cool. Trying to think if there's anything else worth telling you. Mom will love this. I picked up a Google Home because those are handy. I don't know if you can see here. That's a Google Home. It's one of those Nest Audio, I think they call it, or Opaki. Sorry, I gotta set my camera up again. I'm using setting the phone up on my Lego guy, this guy. And I keep dropping him when I move my camera, my phone. Okay. Yeah. Trying to think what else. Oh, I just cooked a really good dinner. My dinner was rice and yogurt. And the yogurt had butter on it. The rice had butter on it. And I know you guys love rice and yogurt and salt and pepper. I had some cooked onions and crispy skinned salmon, which I cooked, which was freaking delicious. And then some spinach and roadkill. I think that's what they call it. Roadkill. Okay. And then the last thing I just wanted to share was that pronunciation is pretty non-phonetic here. Like if I look at a word and I'm like, oh, this is going to be roadkill, it's not. It sounds something way different. So for me to learn this language, I'm going to have to get a lot better at it. Oh, and speaking of learning languages, last thing maybe, or maybe not, who knows, I have more to say, but I found out from another recent immigrant, a woman from Turkey, younger woman from Turkey, about some Danish classes. So you give them $300, and if you take all the classes, it's online, self-directed, then they give you $300 back. She said she thinks it'll probably take about 2 years to take all the classes. So let's see, maybe they'll give me my $300 back if I stick with it for 2 years. So I'm trying to decide what to do there. Housing. Housing coordinator, the person who's helping me find housing, found a couple really cool apartments that are fully furnished. Those are easier because you don't have to provide such a big deposit. They will sometimes require up to 7 months deposit ahead of time at $1,400 bucks. $1,400 a piece. It's like 10 to 15 grand, depending on what you're doing, which is crazy. So you don't have to have such a huge deposit. And then it's fully furnished, and then they also have like month to month basically, because the other places either look for 6 month or 1 year rents, and I'm only going to be here for 10 months once you include my temporary lodging. And then last thing is I was looking at bikes online, and I think I found a company of bike I want. So I'm going to see what they have in stock and then probably order the bike and have it shipped to here. So yeah, that's it. I did want to mention Beecher. I heard that you had been talking to Carmen really nice and did a really good job. Mom watched a video while she was gone of how you talked to Carmen when she was outside, and she said you were super awesome about it. So fist pound. And then Bub Jubs, Mom said you've been studying super hard for a social studies test. So good luck with that, sweetheart. I hope it goes really well. Okay, kids, love you. I sent you both emails this morning. Hopefully I will get to hear from you turkey burglars soon. Mom Banks, love you a ton. I miss you, and I hope tonight you sleep like a stone. Okay, love you guys. Bye.